Greetings everyone, Kenji here and welcome to Life of Clay, and also welcome to all our new viewers out there. Today, I will be making a mammal so-called Nubian Ibex, Capra nubiana. And if you like my tutorials, please consider subscribing and clicking that bell icon so you will be notified for all our future videos. So get a cup of coffee, bring the clay on, and let's begin. Let's start with the horns. I filed 3mm wires to make the tip pointy and bend them. Cover the wire with clay, trim, and shape it based on the reference. Cutting a thin noodle of clay and add them to the horns from base to the tip, leaving narrow gaps in between. And finishing them by adding rich details. Bake them and set aside. And now for the armature, I measured 3mm wires based on my sketch. I kept the wires longer than the length of the legs on the sketch so I can fix it to the base later. Shape a handful of aluminum foil for the body and make it dense as much as possible. Secure with masking tape and insert the wires. Adding epoxy to the head wire and cover it with foil. Epoxy resin to secure the leg wire and reinforce with 2 parts industrial epoxy. And as the epoxy cured, bend the legs according to the position you like. And again, in making the base, I use a handful of aluminum foil, make it dense and shape it roughly. Cover it with air-dry clay and start shaping, adding texture using various tools. I position the ibex to the base and let the leg wire pierce the clay. Set aside and let cure overnight. And now it's time to sculpt the hind body. I use Sculpting Original and Super Sculpting mix for this and colored it with charcoal powder since I can't find a gray colored clay at the moment. Start shaping it and add muscles in every specific areas. Nubian Ibex, Capra nubiana, is a desert-dwelling species of goat found in mountainous areas of northern and southeast Africa and the Middle East. Historically considered to be a subspecies of Alpine Ibex, but increasingly considered as a specifically distinct species. Wild populations estimated at 1,200 individuals. stands around 65 to 75 cm or 2.1 to 2.6 feet tall at the shoulder, weigh around 50 kg. They are light tan in color with a white underbelly. Males has dark brown stripes down their backs. In males, horns can reach around 1 meter in length. Grass and leaves is mainly their diet. They are diurnal, meaning active during the day and rest at night. With their strong hooves, in the world of mammals, they are qualified as a good climber. And now adding his dew claws and hooves. Adding also his genital. Scoring his back for the hairs to adhere later. Adding fur texture all around. And do the first baking. For the hairs, I use jute sack fibers since I cannot find any synthetic hairs around me, and I find it suitable to my purpose. Added some UV resin on the base to make them easily attach later. Sculpting the forebody, head, and all its details. I use Sculpting for the ears and insert thin wires to support. Adding more clay to his nape and to the base of his horns. temporarily attaching the horns to make the sockets memorize the shape of each base. Scoring the back of the neck and scooping the area of the chin. And do the second baking. And now sculpting the front legs, adding muscles to it. The hind body was out of proportion, but it's just fine. Polymer clay is forgivable type of clay. Just add raw clay over the cooked one and it goes fine. And now let's go back and sculpting his front legs. I added more fur texture on his neck. And do the third baking. Well, it looks like everything just fine, so let us now paint him. I primed the horns with a mixture of burnt umber, burnt sienna, and black. And primed the body with a combination of burnt umber, burnt sienna, real brown, and raw sienna. Adding darker shades on the underside using burnt sienna, burnt umber, and black. Painting the underbelly with a mix of titanium white, burnt umber, burnt sienna, and raw sienna. And priming the base with a mix of burnt umber, burnt sienna, and black. Adding highlights to the body by dry brushing and with a mix of titanium white, raw sienna, burnt sienna, and burnt umber. Painting the underbelly with a little darker white by adding the burnt sienna and burnt umber. Painting the legs pattern with dark brown mix. Painting the dark areas with a wash of burnt sienna, burnt umber, and black mix. finishing the eyes with black and raw sienna. Adding highlights to the horns by dry brushing them with titanium white, burnt umber, and black mix. Dyeing the hairs with diluted black acrylic. Adding the main highlights of the base using titanium white, burnt sienna, burnt umber, and raw sienna mix. Assemble it all together. And finally sealing the ibex and its base with the ultramatte varnish. Adhering the hairs using regular glue. Giving him a little grooming. Finishing the eyes with gloss varnish. And there you go! The Nubian Ibex sculpture is finally done. Hope you enjoyed the process and may you find my techniques helpful for your projects as well. Thank you so much everyone. Have a wonderful day.